It's like I died and went to Heavenhill. Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail video coming to you. Today we are going to be doing a little bit more tasting, and this is a video that I've actually wanted to do for quite some time. This is a bottle of whiskey that I used to buy relatively often whenever I went down to Kentucky. This is a Kentucky-only bottle. And this is Heavenhill Bottled in Bond 6-year bourbon. This bottle was anywhere between, I think, $18 and $23 typically. Very, very well thought of bottle from the Heavenhill distillery down there in Bardstown. And it was discontinued after the boom in bourbon became, well, kind of a thing. Heavenhill more recently released this, which is a 7-year bottled in bond product. So these whiskeys are both 100 proof. This is a 6, this is a 7-year. The only big difference is when I bought them and how old they are. So this was bought several years ago. I've still got a few of these old Heavenhill bottled in bond bottles down here in the vault, and they're very good. I mean, especially given the price. You know, it is a 6-year 100 proof product. This is the new one, which was just released a year or two ago. So this is a 7-year bourbon, 100 proof. This is $50 a bottle where I bought it. I've seen other places where I think it's a little bit more than that. I think it started off as a bit more of a allocated type of product. Now I think it's kind of becoming available everywhere. And I just wanted to get out a couple of glasses and try these against each other. I'm not doing this blind because I don't think it's that important. I think that these are very, I mean, I suspect the new bourbon is going to be a little bit better. It is a year older, but it is also more than twice the price. But let's see which one we like. And these are both fresh cracks. Hope everybody heard the little crack sound. And we're just going to toss a little bit of that in there. I'm going to set that right there. And then, so normally I don't make you watch me open bottles on camera because it's painful. But in this case, I really want to show both these are fresh crack bottles. I did not, you know, there's no funny business. There we go. And we're just going to pour a little bit of that into there. So again, same distillery. It is the same proof. The difference between these two is literally 1 year. I think it's probably best we start off with our younger expression. Again, only 1 year younger. It sort of does, I should mention, so the Bottled in Bond Act is the first consumer safety law that was passed in this country. So for all my bourbon fans who hate government regulation, these wouldn't exist without that. Also, it's sort of a comment on the bourbon industry today. The supply is getting bigger and bigger, and yet costs are going up and up, and it can be a very frustrating environment to live in. Which is another reason to kind of test these two. This is sort of the old guard versus the new guard. The nose is kind of light but rich. So there is a richness to the nose, but it is not super apparent right away. We're going to nose our new one. That's interesting. These have, again, not unexpectedly, a very, very similar nose. All right, let's take our first taste. It's pretty good. A lot of spice to it, more spice than I remember actually. These are not, I don't remember the mash bill right offhand. I don't think these are super high rye bourbons, but there's definitely a good spice there. Especially as we move further into fall, it very much kind of coats you all the way down. I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to say that's the best bourbon. There's a little bit of acetate on there. There's just a little bit of astringency there. Not much, not much. But again, remember, when you're buying this bottle, when it was available in Kentucky, this is a essentially $20 bottle of bourbon. So this was not meant to be the gold standard of bourbon. And I don't think, and while this bottle is in a lot of demand right now, it isn't the gold standard bourbon. What it is meant to be is a very, very sippable bourbon. You can put it in an old fashioned and not break the bank. And I think it's very much that in spades. Now let's try our new product. Again, remember, double the price for only 1 year more. It's interesting. The flavor profile is definitely different. There is less spiciness going on here, but it is a little richer. This is very clearly the better of the two. If I was going to have one or the other, price not to be considered, this is a better whiskey. It's not vastly better. And in the flavor profile, I'm trying to kind of pick up on what exactly that is. There's more like, I want to say almost kind of tannic. Like there's like some leather kind of flavor there. I like that. I'm not going to say I love that. The problem also here we run into when it comes to age and price is that you can buy a Knob Creek 9-year at 100 proof for probably less than this. It's good. It does have, again, that is leather. That is definitely leather. And I don't know if I love that or not. Here's what I think I'll say about these two. And again, remember, the price variant here. This is a better whiskey, I think. But I'm not in love with that flavor profile. If you like whiskeys that have that kind of real leather, kind of tannic quality to them, I think you'll like this quite a bit. In fact, if you like that flavor profile, this may be one you should really be looking out for. That being said, this tastes more, I don't exactly know how to say this. This tastes more like bourbon to me. Again, not better. But if you're looking for the very, very standard bourbon flavor profile, this will probably scratch that itch. If you're looking for something that's a little bit different, maybe a little more kind of off the beaten path, I think you'll like this too. But I have to say, as somebody who is a value shopper, knowing that these two whiskeys are in vastly different price categories, I would definitely have this one. Again, this is discontinued, so you can't have this at that price anymore. I shudder to think what this is actually going for on sort of the gray market. Whatever it is, it's not worth it. I guarantee you, get yourself a bottle of Old Forester 100 and you'll be just as happy with that. This is good though. This earned a reputation for a reason. It's a very, very solid whiskey at a price point that at least was very reasonable. This is interesting. Yeah, the number one note I give on this is leather. Very tannic, very not spicy. It is not a spicy bourbon, but interesting. And I will look forward to tasting this a little bit more in the future. But on that bombshell, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink. Have a good day. Okay.